that asteroid had been on a trajectory 5 minutes later or 5 minutes earlier, it would not have hit the Earth, the dinosaurs would still be here, and you and I would not be here. This was a very important turning point. That happened 3 weeks ago. Hominins would have existed for 3 days, our own species for 53 minutes, agricultural societies for 5 minutes, the entire recorded history of civilization for 3 minutes, modern industrial societies for 6 seconds, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, and that's the whole history of industrial societies. And we would have landed on the moon 1 second ago. That's a sense for the timelines. Now let me talk briefly about threshold 6 as an illustration. What makes humans different? No species in 4 billion years has had the power that our species wields. No single species. Groups of species have, but no single species. Why are we so powerful? Why such power? Modern technology is the answer, of course. But technologies are not the product of individual geniuses. They are produced as millions of intelligent humans shared ideas, and those ideas slowly accumulated over time, building up technology. And the key to that is human language. Human language is so efficient that we can exchange ideas with great efficiency. If I suddenly stop talking and tried to convey all of this with gestures, it wouldn't work. Human language is extraordinarily powerful, much more powerful than the language of chimps. And it's powerful enough so that we've crossed a threshold, so that information can accumulate within the collective memory. I call this collective learning. It's what makes us different. It's what explains why we are so powerful. Information can accumulate. So each generation has slightly different information. So they behave slightly differently. So there is change. So there is history. And that is why humans have a history and chimps don't. And we're the first species in 4 billion years that can accumulate information at the species level without any apparent limits. And that is the source of our power. And I hope this illustrates how the big history perspective can give us some real insight into some very large and important questions. Now, don't forget your homework. I'm hoping you're going to be able to tell me by the end of this what this has to do with big history. I won't quiz you, but I hope you'll have a good idea. Okay, now finally, I want to talk about the Big History Project, and I'll be talking quite briefly about it. For many years, when I taught big history, I had a lot of fun, my students had a lot of fun, but most historians said, David, this is stupid, this is not real history. But suddenly, in the last 10 years, more people are interested, which is very exciting for me. In August last year, we founded the International Big History Association. And I've already said that contains a lot of information about big history. It's the best place to go to if you want to learn more about big history. But about 2 years ago, Bill Gates came across big history. And he decided that big history was worth building high school syllabi around. And we've started the Big History Project. Here is the website, and if you go to the website, you'll see on the homepage this. It's a wonderful little account of how the Big History Project got going. I won't use it now, but it's fun. It's worth looking at. What happened was that Bill Gates listened to some lectures I had done on big history. He loved it, saying, it put everything together. That's his version of the view from the mountaintop. And he said that he would like to support the creation of high school syllabi in big history. And that's what we're doing right now. We're building a website which will have lots of material for teaching big history, It's being trialled already in schools in the US. It will be trialled in Australia, but there are already courses in Korea. And one of my hopes is that big history courses will develop very rapidly in Korea, and Korea will become the first non-English speaking country to teach big history. I'd love to support that if I can. Here are the formal goals of big history: to create a free online syllabus in big history, mainly for year 9 students, but it could work for year 10 or year 8. We believe it will foster a greater love of learning by dealing with the fundamental problem of modern education, which is the fragmentation, the fact that students learn physics here, chemistry there, language here, history here, and they never see how they all fit together. We're building this website. I won't spend a lot of time on it. There will be 20 units. There will be short mini lectures. There will be specialist lectures on technical terms. There will be links to other resources. There will be timelines. There will be exercises. There will be links to other very valuable websites to help students understand complicated things. Lots of things we're planning. How's the course structured? Well, about 30% is on the creation of the universe, galaxies, chemical elements, and the solar system. About 20% is on the evolution of life, and about 50% is on the history of our own species. Here's what the website looks like. At the moment it's closed, it's not available, but it will become available in the middle of 2013. It will become available for everyone. It will be free, there will be no passwords, anyone can use it. Here are units 1 to 12. Here are units 13 to 20. You can click on each of these and go into the unit. And if you go into unit 1, this is what you see. There's a lecture, there's a discussion of origin stories. So you can see that there's fairly rich content, but it's not overwhelming. Where are we now? Well, we're building the website. It's not complete yet. I hope in 2 months' time it will be. But as I say, in the middle of 2013, we will release it. We will go public. It'll become available to everyone. There are lots of challenges, lots of difficulties, as you can imagine, in doing this. But I have found such enthusiasm from teachers. I know of large numbers of teachers very, very keen to teach a course like this. So I'm quite confident that in a few years' time, a lot of schools will be teaching this. And the future? We hope to encourage schools in the US and Australia, which is where we're beginning. We hope to encourage more and more schools to teach it, and I'm very optimistic that this will happen. Then we want to go international. And I think Korea is in a great position to start this process. But I've already had expressions of interest from teachers in India, in Saudi Arabia, in Colombia, in Greece, in Bulgaria, in Russia, teachers from many different countries. And then I hope many different types of big history will flourish, many different syllabi. This is my personal hope. Well done. If we do it well, a high school syllabus in big history will end the gulf between the humanities and sciences. It will empower students intellectually by helping them see the links and synergies between different disciplines, because they will have moved between those disciplines. It will offer a unifying vision as a modern origin story. And it will also offer the unifying vision of a single global humanity sharing a fragile biosphere. Can big history coexist with other forms of history? I raise that just because people ask me, and the answer is, of course it can. Yes, it's just one more way of looking at the past. Existing courses, of course, will flourish and continue to flourish as always. But I hope big history courses will add a sort of spice to existing courses in many different fields. So, history is fractal. Have you got the answer to this question? Here's my answer. This painting is a wonderful image of two rather small humans trying to understand their place in a large universe. I thank you for your attention.